Good morning. I'm Nate Pooterball with your sports update. Day 2 of the NFL draft is in the books, and it's another record-setting class for Ohio State. OSU became only the second school in history to have 7 players drafted in the first 2 rounds in back-to-back years. Last night, Kaden McDonald was picked by the Texans, Max Clare is heading to Los Angeles, and Davison Igbinosun is going to the Bills. Will Kazmarek was selected in the 3rd round by the Dolphins. Day 3 coverage comes your way at noon on The Fan. The Reds walked off the Tigers last night when Nathaniel Lowe hit a 2-out, 2-run homer to give them the 9-8 win. They square off again tonight at 7:15 with Brady Singer taking on the Tigers' Jack Flaherty. Catch the action right here on The Fan. And Angel Martinez roughed up the Blue Jays with 2 home runs, leading the Guardians to an 8-6 win yesterday. They're back at it this afternoon at 3:07. And 41-year-old LeBron did LeBron things, leading the Lakers to a 112-108 overtime win over the Rockets. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
The Fan is live and local with Fan Sports Saturday. The Fan Sports Day of the Week. Oh, this is some clever branding. Here's your host, place, name, here.
The incredible thing about this time of the year is that even this jaded, cynical Cleveland Browns fan can feel some hope.
You're like USC trying to hang a banner.
The NFL draft is the damnedest thing. As we enter day 3 of festivities over in Pittsburgh, you heard Nate there in the update. Several Buckeyes heard their names called yesterday, continuing the mantra of developed here. We've got a 2-hour program because of draft coverage. The 4th round begins at noon. And this is the fastest draft, I think, television-wise in recent memory, Tito. Nate, and I'm here for it.
Thursday was a great watch.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah, they got well, it used to be, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was 15 minutes for every pick in the first round. Now it's 8.
The 8's great. Now, they're having a hard time, I think the NFL is, in trying to figure out what to do television-wise, but this is a great start. Like, figure it out next year. It's the draft. Millions of people are going to tune in. You had 320,000 humans Thursday night at Acrisure Stadium for that thing. For just a guy walking on the stage and reading names.
Yeah, it's
the most incredible thing that I think we have in, like, American sports.
Oh, what's great about the way they do it now is that the cities that will never get a Super Bowl get a chance to host the draft at least.
You don't
know
think
what I mean?
Pittsburgh will ever get a Super Bowl?
I don't.
Acrisure's got to be renovated at some point.
It does, but it's going to be domes and warm weather. I think. I don't think you'll see the Steelers playing in a domes. That's why I don't think it will be. I think I mean, hell, when it was in New York that one year, right? Didn't they miss a snowstorm by like 1 day or something?
It was close.
Yeah, there was like
they had the MetLife Super Bowl.
Yes, that's that one, which I guess technically is New Jersey. But anyway, so I don't think the NFL wants to have that. So I think it's going to be domes and warm weather places, and they got lucky there with the weather out there. But I don't know. I don't think as long as you're not in a dome or warm weather, I don't think you're getting a Super Bowl.
You're saying this is the consolation. Like, you're never getting a Super Bowl, but here's the draft.
Yes, right.
Which I think for some cities is almost just as good. If you think of the revenue that they can make off of.
And it's over 3 days.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's not bad if you're not getting a Super Bowl. Now, I know when Uncle Jimmy opens the Dimmadome up in Brook Park, they're getting a Super Bowl. Now, they got a draft a couple of years ago. So that's why I think with Pittsburgh, like, it's not done yet. Cincinnati is probably a lot further off than Pittsburgh is, but these stadiums, they get old. And now when you look and see some stadiums that were open in the 2000s, now all of a sudden they got to build a new one, which is ridiculous. But that's another conversation. Those buildings are now being retrofitted with roofs. Buffalo's kind of got a roof.
Right. It's like the old Dallas. It's like the old Cowboy Stadium, right? Where like they got the fans will be protected.
Yeah,
like God can watch the Bills,
which is the most important thing,
right?
Because you're asking the fans to pay. And when you're a team like the Bills or your team like the Bengals, and I think the Bills do it right, where they were giving out vouchers and maybe even paying Buffalo fans to come and shovel snow.
Yeah, shovel snow.
The Bengals were like, no, your seats.
Yeah, bring your own shovel, just sit there.
Right. You get the privilege of paying us for this opportunity, which is the cheapest thing in the world, but part of the course for the Bengals organization. 2 wildly different approaches for the NFL draft for the Cincinnati Bengals and for the Cleveland Browns, where Cincinnati sends the 10th overall pick to the Giants for Dexter Lawrence. And I wonder, Tito, and we'll have this conversation throughout the program, and Nate, I know your affinity for that franchise. I think they made the right move. Even with the opportunity to draft Caleb Downs and Reuben Bain, the hindsightness has me thinking that Joe Burrow and company said we're in win now mode. Dexter Lawrence is win now mode, despite what we think Caleb Downs ready to go day one. Cowboys got an absolute steal with him at 11.
I think Breer's the one. Breer said he talked to an NFL GM, and he said that Dexter Lawrence is better than any player in this draft. And so
probably.
And I know you're paying him 3 years, $70 million now. You add $28 million onto that last year, but 3 years, $70 million. It's the right move to appease Joe Burrow. And
just the most important thing.
That Dan Patrick, he said he talked to NFL Insider who told him that Joe Burrow's calling the shots. He basically told the Bengals.
Which, if you're a Cincinnati fan, should absolutely be the way it goes.
Yes. It basically said, look, Burrow went to the Bengals, said, get me some defensive help or I'm out of here, is essentially what he said, according to the insider, said to Dan Patrick. So this is one of the rare times in my life that I feel like the Bengals did the right thing on the front office.
With picks yesterday for Cincinnati, you got Texas A&M defensive end Cassius Howell with the 41st overall pick in the second round, and then they went and got Washington corner Takario Davis with the 72nd overall pick. So
I think Davis is Eric Davis's son.
Are we doing that? If just the last name fits, then you know what? He's probably related to this guy.
Sammy Davis Jr., also a grandson of him.
Because to the Cleveland Browns, who had 4 picks last night, they went at 39 overall. And this is one of those instances where I was really thrilled to be wrong. Because after Cleveland took KC Concepcion with the 24th overall pick, I thought, okay, they're picking the second round. They're not going to go back-to-back wide receivers.
Right.
But, in fact, they did. And what was announced earlier in the week was that Phil Dawson, Browns legend, was going to announce the pick. And at 39, it was Joe Hayden who announced what the Browns are going to do with their first pick in the second round.
With the 39th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Denzel Boston, wide receiver, Washington. Here we go, Brown.
So there you are, Mel. That's another player whose name you were waiting to hear called. You remember his dad, David Boston, first-round pick out of Ohio State in 1999. Denzel, 125 catches and 20 touchdowns.
So there's 2 ways we're going to go with this, because that was Mike Greenberg saying that Denzel Boston was the son of Buckeye legend David Boston. It's in fact not the case.
Right.
But because the last name's Boston, he's a wide receiver. I think a producer with ESPN just made the lazy assumption. Now, when talking to the Cleveland Browns radio network, Andrew Siciliano asked Denzel, not David Boston's son, about that mix-up.
I know this isn't true. How often do people think that you're like somehow related to David Boston?
Oh, all the time. Well, there's articles, all types of. My dad don't get no credit. I always tell him he get no credit because everyone's always like, "Oh, you're related to David Boston." And I had a few of his nephews even say, "Hey, we're related" and stuff like that. And I had to let them know, like, "Hey, we're not related, but I appreciate y'all reaching out."
So I can figure how that would happen on an ESPN broadcast. It's a really bad look. It's funny. And I guess it's not even that bad of a look because who cares?
Well, the funny thing is,
second round of the NFL draft.
Turns out he's Mike Vrabel's son, which I thought was weird. They didn't really publicize that, but I think that Vrabel's the father. Good night, everybody. That's it.
Not have
Tip
that on
your
my
service.
bingo card today. What a week this has been in the NFL. And look, I know they didn't manufacture the Vrabel stuff,
right?
But the rest of the stuff that the NFL does, where they've got seat fillers and they've got actors that are playing fans of different fan bases at the NFL draft, like they absolutely dominate the time of the year.
Yeah.
And for Denzel, not David Boston's son, a great pickup for Cleveland. Right. I just can't get over the idea that it was some producer that probably just innocuously told Mike Greenberg, and Greeny thinking, well, that sounds plausible.
You think it was?
Yeah.
You think it was a producer? You don't think Greenberg actually thought it?
I don't think so. I think it was put in front of him.
Do you think Greeny remembered who David Boston was?
Probably not.
Is it fireable?
No.
For the producer, not for Greenberg, for the producer.
No, it's the second round of the NFL draft.
Oh, I don't know. I think
this is a funny moment that we can laugh about. This isn't an indictment on someone's professional career.
No pressure on you, Nate, but I tell you do that crap with me.
I was about to say, you're telling me, Jeff Lidoff, you haven't made a similar mistake on the air. I do it all the time.
Well, yeah, but
now I think the fun thing is we find, as we go throughout the show, players' last names and try to connect them.
Oh, of course.
To like what you did, not with Mike Vrabel. I forget the player
with Davis.
With Davis.
Yeah.
Because
and the first one
sounds good.
Who's the cornerback for Tennessee? I had this in the holster already. He is Hal McCoy's grandson.
Okay.
Well, Jamar McCoy, the defensive back for Tennessee.
You said it. with enough confidence, I'm just going to believe you.
I know McCoy. I don't know about the first name, how to pronounce it. But
Cleveland had 3 more picks yesterday, 2 more picks, 3 in total. Toledo safety Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, they got him with the 58th overall selection. And then in round 3, pick 86, 6'7", 315-pound Florida offensive tackle Austin Barber. So for both Ohio franchises, what you needed and then what you got.
Yeah.
And I think you went shopping and got the groceries that were on the list. The rest of it kind of has to be up to the coaching staff and how they can develop these guys. My thing with Casey Concepcion was he felt like a wide receiver too, and using the 24th overall pick on him, I wasn't thrilled with. I'd rather have a 6'4", 210-pound Denzel Boston. That's a big body wide receiver that you throw the ball up, he can go get it.
Right.
And that's, to me, the better way to evaluate your quarterbacks, which I think is Todd Monken's number 1 job.
Yeah.
Because you've got a great draft last year by Andrew Berry's standard, but not even by Andrew Berry's standards. Andrew Berry did a great job by NFL standards with the draft last year. And this looks on paper like he's followed up with a pretty decent 2026 NFL draft. Now, you got rounds 4 through 7 starting at noon today. Cleveland's got looking at 6 picks. Cincinnati's got 5 is 6. Math is very difficult for me at this point in the morning. So Cincinnati 110, 189, 199, 221, 226. No, I was right. It was 5. Cleveland 146, 148, 149, 152, 206, and 248. For the Buckeyes, you heard some names called yesterday. You expect a couple more to go off of the board this afternoon. We'll get into Ohio State and how bright it is shining as a developed here college football organization coming up next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
It's time for the Great Haircut Sale at your local Great Clips salon. Your chance to get a great haircut at an even greater price, just $9.99. And money's not all you'll save at Great Clips. When you use online check-in, you can save time too. So download our app today and hurry in for the $9.99 Great Haircut Sale at Great Clips. It's gonna be great. For a limited time at participating salons.
The $9.99 Great Haircut Sale runs April 25th through May 1st.
Visit our Columbus, Ohio area salons. Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Spring into savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, drive your new Hyundai with payments as low as $94 per month for a 2-year lease. Get spring lease savings on every model from Elantra to Palisade. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit payment on 26 Elantra SC, $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and $430.
Coffee, sandwich, hash browns. Tired of the same breakfast routine? Time to refresh your morning ritual with a $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. It starts with a premium blend of freshly brewed coffee, a hot, savory breakfast sandwich made with freshly cracked eggs, and for a tasty twist, a daily baked donut to sweeten the deal. Ask for the $6 Tim's Trio. Your morning ritual refreshed. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer. Medium coffee only. Terms apply.
When you take pride in your property, clean, professional-grade cut says it all. This spring, don't just mow the lawn. Cultivate a yard you're proud to own. Get the Bobcat ZT 2000 with payments as low as $99 a month. Or go pro with the Bobcat ZT 6000 for as little as $218 a month. Bobcat Enterprises has the mower you need. Visit bobcatent.com to find your local dealer, because you deserve a Bobcat.
Sign your kids up for the Columbus Aviators Kids Club and score 2 free tickets to a game. Join now at uflaviators.com to join today.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $200 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven. I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pat Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pat to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pat Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here from my friends at High Bank Distillery Co. It's well known High Bank is my go-to when I want an award-winning whiskey, but did you also know that they make the best vodka in America? They have 3 incredible spots here in Central Ohio where the food is just as good as what's in the glass. They've got something for everyone, and get this, kids eat half off every Monday, so whether you're sipping on the best vodka in America or simply grabbing a meal with family and friends, High Bank delivers every time. Find a location and a menu at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save big on USDA Choice boneless chuck roasts. They're $6.99 a pound in the family pack with your card and digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Have you ever met a man who wins money betting on tennis? Enter Scotty Vegas. Join Scotty and Dave Biddle for On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Sunday mornings at 9 on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Rain will continue to move east throughout the rest of the day. Today we'll see gradual clearing and temperatures will be rather normal for this time of year with a high of 69. Tonight it turns breezy, gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. We drop down to 45 degrees and Sunday will be beautiful. Mostly sunny skies with a high near 70. I'm meteorologist Ashley Smith on 97.1 The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
It is Rieser, Tito, Nate rolling with you until noon today. We're your NFL Draft Day 3 pregame party.
That is such a long acronym. I'm not even going to try to do it.
No, I wouldn't. Rounds 4 through 6 in the NFL draft will be 5 minutes. Round 7 will be 4 minutes a pick. I think it's great. Brevity.
Yeah.
Let's keep this rolling. We don't need. I don't want to wait around when you make the pick. I'm almost like you got 30 seconds. Because what are we really doing at this point? Let's just start rolling through these guys and get it over with.
Yeah.
I was thrilled with what happened on Thursday, not only from it went quickly, but the Ohio State Buckeyes that were drafted, 4 of them, went to really, really great spots. We'd had James Laurinaitis on Thursday, talking with him about Arvo Reese and Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs, and he made a really good point that he's more concerned as a coach, as someone who cares about these guys, that they go to the best spots, less they go 1, 2, 3, or 4th overall. Now you got Reese going to the New York Giants, Carnell Tate going 4th to the Titans, Sonny Styles going to the Commanders at 7, and then Dallas trades up with Miami for Caleb Downs at 11. Those are all great spots for those respective players. Carnell Tate can go in right away and be wide receiver 1 for a rookie quarterback, for a new coach, for a team that's going to be opening a new stadium in a couple of years. Like, he could absolutely be one of the faces of your franchise along with Cam Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Of the 2 recent Styles, those 2 linebackers, who landed in the better spot? All of them, and even Caleb Downs, the NFC East.
I think Reese did because I believe in Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh will. I think Harbaugh will develop him. Not to say the Styles won't be great also in Washington, but I like the fit for Reese with the Giants. They've made some wholesale personnel changes. Obviously, not only with the coaching staff, but also some big changes with the team there as well. And I think Reese is going to they're both going to shine, but I like Reese to the Giants a little more than Styles to the Commanders.
Now, Styles does go to Dan Quinn.
Yep.
A defensive-minded coach. They've really only got issues there for the defense. And so this, for Styles, can come in, can be your green dot, can be your captain for 7-8 years if everything goes well with his health. And that's a guy, when you do build and open up your new stadium, can be one of the stalwarts of your organization.
Yep.
Now, that's not to say Arvell Reese can't do the same with New York, but it's a great opportunity for a guy like Sonny Styles. And even for Reese, I was thrilled he didn't go to the New York Green team.
Yes, absolutely. That's one of those things. And you're right about what Lord Knight said. I totally agree with that. Any position, look at it, and we see it more with quarterbacks than anything else. When you go to the wrong situation, that 1983 draft, the famous draft, when Marino was the last of the 6 quarterbacks taken, but he went to the Dolphins, who were already picking 28th that year, 26th, might be 26th that year. Anyway, but they were picking at the bottom there. That was back when there were 28 teams. And he goes there to Shula with a team that's already really damn good, as opposed to somebody who goes like when Couch went to the Browns, or situations like that, or when David Carr went to the Texans and got sacked more than any quarterback in history in one season, like that kind of stuff. And that's where the fit does matter.
On that note, we should thank the Titans for saving Cardinal Tate from the Browns.
Yeah. I wanted him so bad. I'd said it since the Michigan game. I was like, that's a Cleveland Brown.
Yeah.
It is very obvious that trade was made because Cardinal Tate went at 4.
Yes. They wanted to so bad, though, Nate, trade out of that 6 spot. Like, Andrew Berry loves acquiring draft capital. I think going into Friday, they had 10 picks.
Yeah.
They've got 6 remaining in these last 3 rounds, I should say. But, yeah, when Cardinal Tate's posing in the Michigan end zone like Paul Bunyan, Paul Bunyan trophy, I'm like, get him to Cleveland. Because I keep going back to the idea for Todd Monken is I need playmakers that can help me evaluate these quarterbacks. So I do think Casey Concepcion, less of a help the evaluation, but more of a player like a Zay Flowers, who Monken had in Baltimore, that he would like to kind of utilize. The biggest thing with the wide receiver, though, is you got to catch the football when it's thrown to you.
Right, which is why I wonder if the Browns will now also, speaking of that, will try to move on from Jerry Jeudy. Jeudy had a lot of drops last year.
I'm okie dokie with that.
Yeah, just let the receivers.
I think Denzel Boston helps you a little bit more in that situation. So, with what Cleveland, and I still think the Browns go and get a quarterback sometime today. I love the pick, the safety out of Toledo, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I think they, need some cornerback help there.
That's a sleeper good pick.
I agree. The last Mac guy they drafted early turned out to be pretty good in Harold Fannin, but he was an All-American tight end, so less of a question mark. But, yeah, and I even think for the Cincinnati Bengals, you needed defense. You also needed a proven commodity like a Dexter Lawrence. So if you look back to the first round of the draft, you think, the Bengals worked out pretty well for them.
This whole offseason has been good for the Bengals. They've done a great job adding to that defense. And
a real great overhaul, you're right.
Yeah, so it's like you're looking at the free agent signings and things like that, and this trade here for Lawrence and how they're drafting. I mean, it's like it's very bizarre. And I know you talk about the Browns too, and I know you're excited as a Browns fan about what the Browns are doing.
I know, it's weird.
For the second year in a row, really, in the draft. And it's a bizarre world to live in right now where we can praise both the Browns and the Bengals for what they've done in the offseason. You know?
It's weird. The Browns are drafting and developing, and the Bengals are spending?
Yeah.
This is bizarro, but this is the opportunity that the AFC North's presented these teams because there's 3 new coaches.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows what anything's going to look like. The Steelers don't even have, Aaron Rodgers is probably going back to Pittsburgh.
Right, you would think, yeah.
But they draft Drew Aller last night, and he feels like an heir apparent.
Yeah.
I wanted Will Howard to be successful and to be given a shot to start, but I don't think Will Howard's a number 1 in the NFL.
I don't think so either, but I really wanted to believe it, though.
You Buckeye blinders on.
I know.
As did I.
Right. Yes.
But why would we think Drew Aller is?
Well, yeah, it's a very good question. We will see.
Why would think Aller is? That's, Aller, got hurt after 6 games last year? Is when he was out for the season after that, 6 games.
He's tall. Great.
He's big and tall and has a good arm.
Howard's those things
is he
also.
accurate? Not really.
Yeah.
So you got to work on that. It's a project thing. And is Mike McCarthy there to work on a quarterback project? Or is he going to, after Rodgers, just try to go get a free agent quarterback?
And McCarthy now, you can say this, McCarthy drafted Aller.
Yes.
He didn't draft Will Howard.
And I think that's for a lot of these new coaches, an angle they're going to want to take is I want to pick one of these quarterbacks.
Right.
Right. I don't think Mike McCarthy looks at Mason Rudolph and says heir apparent. I don't think he looks at Will Howard and says heir apparent. He looks at Drew Aller and says, well, maybe.
Yeah.
At least he talked himself into it by picking him in the third round. You got a couple Buckeyes that went. Caden McDonald goes to Houston with the 4th pick in the second round. I think it's a really great landing spot for him. I think they're an immediate player in the AFC, certainly in the AFC South. Max Clare goes to the LA Rams in their second round, their 61st overall pick. Los Angeles is ready to go win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Rams, they kind of threw something out there last year that most teams didn't try before, which was the 3 tight end set.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think you saw a lot of tight ends go off the board yesterday. In those rounds, in rounds 2 and 3. Yeah, there were a lot of, and I think that teams looked at it and said, wow, that really worked out well for the Rams. Let's load up on tight ends also.
Yeah, Miami going with Will Kasmerick with the 87th overall pick. And then a sneaky good one. I like Davison Igbinosun going to the Buffalo Bills with the 62nd overall pick.
Yes, he did a much better job last year of not being so handsy.
Yes.
But to be fair, I was the same way around his age. I was handsy before, and then then I stopped being so handsy once I got
all right, you did a Mike
penalized
Vrabel
for it.
joke in the first segment, and then you came back with a handsy joke.
I know. Whatever.
I'm okay with it.
Look, I'll be at the Funny Bone tonight, 8 o'clock.
I'll say this. If you've got a joke you think there's a 50% chance it'll get a chuckle,
right?
Throw it out there.
Yeah. Do you think the Browns will draft Diego? Will they do that and just screw everything up?
No, I don't.
Would that be funny?
It'd be a very Brownsian thing to do. They're going to get a quarterback. One of the 6 picks, or I don't know how many. Because I think the Browns are going to pick with half of them. The numbers that they've got, I think, because they're going to do so many wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
But I do think a quarterback comes to Cleveland sometime between noon and 3 o'clock today. But Ohio State, the first school in 59 years to have 4 players selected in the first top 11 picks of the same draft.
Right.
Do you know who has the most picked in the top 10?
Most in the top 10?
Mm-hmm. All time.
All time?
Yes.
Michigan State.
Yep, 1967.
That's the Bubba Smith.
Bubba Smith went number 1 overall to
Police
the Baltimore
Academy
Colts.
actor,
Yes. I didn't know. I learned that this week that there were 2 more police academies after 1 and 2. I didn't know there were 4 of them.
I thought there were 5, so I'm surprised only 4.
That's news to me. I've only seen the first 2, and they're phenomenal films. Bubba Smith's great in them.
Yes, he is.
We had 4 members of that Spartan squad go in the top 10 picks. The Buckeyes, they've got 99 first-round draft selections. They will probably have the 100th, number 4, Jeremiah Smith, who might go number 4, but he's the best player next year.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Also, the only school ever to have 3 defensive players drafted in the first 11 picks.
You're not getting 2 linebackers from the same school ever again in the top 10.
I wouldn't think.
Ohio State through the third round has 8. That leads all schools. Texas A&M with 7. Georgia and Miami have 6. Clemson's got 5. Same with Texas Tech. Yeah, I wonder with Clemson. I wonder at this point, at what point you're Clemson and you're looking at 5 guys go through the first 3 rounds. Looking at a couple in the first round. You're like, why weren't we better? And I point to Dabo Swinney and the coaching staff, and I'm like, that's your problem. But they're also the guys that recruit this kind of talent. But if they can't develop them, at what point are you Clemson and being like, it's enough?
But you get the same argument, though, from people about Ohio State.
But Ohio State's winning national championships and making the college football playoff.
They are, yes. But I'm saying with Ohio State, though, with the talent they had this year that went in the top 11 picks.
They were the Big Ten runner-up. They lost to the national champion in the Big Ten title tilt, and they lost to the national runner-up in the college football semifinal a year after winning the title.
Yeah, all these guys that got drafted won a national championship.
They're all
Ohio
champions.
State. But I'm just saying but that's been thrown out there. And I disagree with the narrative on it. But people are saying, like, hey, if Ohio State had this many guys in the first round, how in the hell did they ever lose a game, let alone 2?
It's an ultimate what if. I mean, I think was it 97 for me, or 96?
96 with that team the one that lost to Michigan State.
Yeah, is for me the ultimate. This team should have won it all.
Yeah,
and I think a close second, 2025.
Yeah.
If you just look at the talent, like you should have won it all.
The 97 Rose Bowl team was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're probably right.
In terms of ultimates, like 2015 is always going to be there.
95 with Eddie.
2019, maybe. 2019 probably loses to Joe Burrow in the title tilt.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
By the way, 03 was pretty damn good, too.
It was pretty damn good, yeah.
Lee Evans burns Chris Gamble when he slips on the turf in Madison, and that's what cost them.
So, yes, you'll have that. All those questions with the kinds of talent you see, but for Clemson was the biggest one that stuck out to me. I'm like, You still got that kind of talent, but you're not able to do anything with it.
Right.
It could be a question you should be having if you're not going to have at the end of this college football season. A new rule could be coming soon to college athletics that's going to change a lot of things for a lot of people, including maybe Bruce Thornton. That's next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
We have made our community a very important part of our business. One of the things that many people may not realize is that I was born and raised in Columbus. Our plant is in Columbus. All of our employees are from Ohio. And the community hears about all this stuff. And so the community trusts us.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Spring into savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, drive your new Hyundai with payments as low as $94 per month for a 2-year lease. Get spring lease savings on every model from Elantra to Palisade. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit. Payment on 26 Elantra SC. $39.95 down plus tax title first month's payment. 7,500 miles per year and $430.
Welcome to the Ohio Lottery's Made from Scratch show. Today, I'm sharing how you can make dough from scratch. We're adding a dash of fun and a sprinkle of luck. Now, let's get cooking and see what we've got. And voila! A fresh batch of Ohio Lottery $5 scratch-offs. Nice.
Play Aces and Eights with over $20 million in cash prizes and a top prize of $150,000. Players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Spring is here, and there's no better place to make memories than the Columbus Zoo. See tigers up close, watch playful otters, and see the baby elephants in action. For a limited time, take advantage of our Zoo After 2 p.m. deal. Plan your adventure at columbuszoo.org.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Yeah, of the people on this station that could be the most annoying, you've paired them together. Eric Rieser,
Oh, not
Jeff
you and Nate.
Fidoff.
Oh, me and you. I thought you meant you and Nate. I thought
Nate's
that was
also here, but he's significantly less annoying than you and I.
I'm glad you said significantly less annoying. I thought you were going to say significantly less important,
One of the
which
things-
I would have thought would have been rude.
We're
Also true.
One of the
It didn't
things
matter.
that people do now on YouTube is like put things in tiers.
Yeah.
We're in the annoying, unimportant tier.
Yes.
So welcome.
That's where we're at. Yep.
Welcome to the Saturday Spectacular. It's got 90 more minutes before we send you to Pittsburgh for rounds 4 through 7 of the NFL draft. Also on the Fan tonight, you've got Reds and Tigers, game 2 of their set in Cincinnati. 6:45 first pitch, 6:15 pregame coverage. You saw Cincinnati walk off on Detroit last night in a 9-8 win. It was Nathaniel Lowe with a 2-run walk-off on Detroit, which really helps Cleveland out. Because entering the weekend, both Ohio clubs were tied atop their respective central divisions. Now, the Guardians have a game lead because they beat the Blue Jays last night 8-6, and the Tigers lost. So thank you, Cincinnati, from this Guardians fan to you.
On behalf of Reds fans and the Cincinnati Reds organization.
Thank you,
and Marty
Tito.
Brenneman. Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, great.
Tito and Tito. Thank both of
Who
us.
celebrated a birthday
Nate
today.
also, Nate also says you're welcome.
Not you, Tito.
Right. No, mine's
Terry Francona.
Mine's
When's your
Tuesday.
birthday? This coming Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to forget to wish you a happy
You will.
birthday.
So do it now.
Happy birthday, Tito.
Thank you.
This coming Tuesday. I saw Greg, our top man, left you a wonderful birthday gift.
Oh, yeah.
And some a new studio.
The studio got flipped around.
They
Yes,
moved
it
the
did.
desk.
Yes.
So for morning juice, you have more space, though.
Which is, I know, it's great.
Because they used to put baby in the corner.
Yes.
Nobody does that to my Jeffrey Fidoff.
No, nobody puts baby in a corner anymore. When I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong.
I walked into that yesterday like, what the hell happened to the studio?
Right. And now, okay, what's happened now is the offshoot of that now is I've been invited to a meeting on Tuesday after our show to discuss decor. Like, what do we want to hang up?
You get to decorate.
Yeah. I don't think
I better
we
see
get
a
carte
ton
blanche.
of Upper Arlington stuff because you and Bob are UA parents.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
So
what do
all
you think
of the
that's
Golden
missing?
Bear memorabilia.
What do you think is missing from this studio that we'll put up in that studio?
I know exactly what's missing from this studio that should go up in that studio.
That's what's going to go up
I'm
there.
not sure why it's missing from this studio. That's a different conversation for a different day. But yeah, those should go back up on a wall in your studio.
Yeah.
But then plenty of Golden Bear things.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, we should do all Golden
When your
Bears.
kids get to high school, are you going to get them the yard signs?
We had a yard sign for my daughter doing swimming, like Upper Arlington, whatever, Golden Bear swimmer lives here, whatever it was. I don't know. But we don't have any other ones up there yet. I would imagine I would think we do yard signs. I wouldn't put last names on it because, as you know, the fact that I am one of the more annoying people here at the station, I wouldn't want to.
You don't want your house to get egged?
Yeah, say hey, that I wouldn't start to change my last name.
That, yeah.
You know, like I should have done that. Like little Tito's daughter lives here or something like that.
Don't do that. That's just weird.
Yeah, I know it is. I don't want to draw attention to it.
I have faith that you'll figure it out when the time comes. Earlier in the week, so the college basketball transfer portal closed on Tuesday for the men's side, closed on Monday for the women's side. And the most interesting piece from that, and Ohio State, I think, made out so far with 3 players. Now, if you're in the transfer portal, you can still commit to a new school. Like there's still a couple hundred players that haven't found a new landing spot. So Ohio State has some work to do.
Right.
But I saw Christoph Tilley go into the transfer portal. And I go to Adam Jardy whenever I see Ohio State basketball news and go, what the heck's that about? And he wrote in the Dispatch that while Tilley has exhausted his eligibility, a new rule that has been introduced that will be discussed and then voted on could allow him a 5th year. Now, this was Charlie Baker this past week who threw his support behind a move for the 5-5. And we've had this discussion, Tito, on the show. The new standard for student-athlete eligibility will eliminate the current restriction of Division I of playing 4 seasons in a 5-year span. The new concept, college athletes would fall under an age-based window of 5 years to compete, beginning upon high school graduation or when they turn 19. So the Division I cabinet, just another committee, they discussed the idea last week, and they could vote on the legislation as soon as mid-May. So then it would go into effect in June. So that would give 5 years to play 5. And it wouldn't have any exceptions as of right now. I don't think exception language has been added. It's you got 5 to play 5.
No matter what, Red shirt, medical stuff, whatever, it doesn't matter.
And so Adam Jardy said that that's what Tilley's banking on, is that this goes through in mid-May. It goes into effect in June, and Tilley's in the transfer portal and able to find a new landing spot if, in fact, Ohio State does not come calling. What about Bruce Thornton, who hasn't put his name into the transfer portal, nor really announced his decision? Ohio State in a heartbeat would take Bruce back if they got one more year from him.
They would, but what happens to the guys that committed, though, now here? The guys who, in the portal already, have said, I'm coming to Ohio State.
The roster's already thin enough.
Well,
Tito, they've got
decent
space.
Yeah, well, first of all, let me say this. You always have space for Bruce Thornton. I don't care. Ohio State, if they gave him 7 years, Dr. Thornton, I'd take it. He could stay here. But I just don't know some of the guys who committed here, if they would have not committed here because of Thornton. Like if they knew Thornton was coming back and Mobley's coming back, would Pippen still come here?
Yeah.
You think so?
Pippen's a backup. Pippen's a bench guy.
Pippen's planning on starting, I think, though. Competing for a starting spot.
Okay, he can compete for a starting spot.
Okay.
Same with Jimmy Williams. Those guys are coming off the bench. Because in a situation where Junie Mobley, say, he hurts his pinky, then those guys can be starters.
Right.
But you need a floor general. And while Pippen, I believe, was last year at Cal.
He was, yes. He was.
If you can get Bruce Thornton, I know right now who I'm going with.
Well, sure, but I'm saying I don't know if Pippen, though, would have come here, though. I think Pippen thinks he's going to have a shot to start.
I hope he does. I hope they all do. I hope Jimmy Williams, the Duquesne guard, I hope he thinks he can come on and be your starting point guard. I hope Junie Mobley's thinking that he can take command of the offense. But I'm telling you right now that if there's a chance they can get Bruce back,
right.
you take it.
And 100 times.
And you have the conversation with Pippen that this is how Urban always used to say life in the big city.
Yeah.
And if I've got Bruce Thornton or if I've got little Pippen, I'm taking Bruce. I think Jake Diebler would as well.
What are you doing with Tilley? Like, if Tilley gets that 5th year.
I'm having a conversation with him, but I'm not worried if he. I'm not concerning myself with Christoph.
You're not going to push to get him back.
I've got Amari Bynum. I've got Alex Smith. They also added another Eastern European. Yeah.
Yeah, they got the Slovenian or whatever.
If Tilley wants to come back at a reduced rate,
yeah.
I suppose. No, because you need to allocate to a bigger player that wants to play big.
The
that
kid
was my
from
biggest
Baylor.
issue. Yeah, who was dealing with a knee injury.
Yes.
No, you're good. Sorry. Thanks for your service, Christoph.
Enjoy Akron.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I think Colin White's there.
I know. No, I didn't say it. I'm sure.
A lot of these guys get the second chance at a MAC school. So, yeah, I think you're good with Tilley, but Bruce, that's a conversation that probably has been happening.
Right.
And that will continue to happen because they're not going to vote on this until mid-May, and then they'll decide, I guess, then, and then this will go to effect in June. And I think that's really then you start to build the roster out, because I just feel that Ohio State's in such a bad spot with this roster currently.
Okay.
Because you don't have a floor general.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see Thornton come back. I would. But and I just got a text from Reimer, too. Reimer said Pippen is planning on being the starter.
Valid.
That's but Pippen, though, knew that Thornton was here. I don't think Pippen comes here.
Probably not.
Yeah, I think Pippen goes somewhere else. And that's the thing I'm thinking about. Like, if you all of a sudden put this into effect and say it starts right now, 5 for 5, and will Ohio State, I mean, Thornton, if he wants to come here, yes, he's coming here. I get it. But I just worry about guys like Pippen. I know he'll be fine, but I'm just saying, but I worry about the impact on players like that who made their transfer choices.
I mean, Pippen's this will be his third school.
We have Michigan, then Cal. But he played really well last year for Cal. He did. And so, just guys like that, enter any school, any player, whatever, like people who made their choices based on, I'm leaving, I'm going to go to this school because I know they just lost their starting point guard.
To the Thornton thing, all of this is pure speculation.
Yeah.
Because I'm also seeing, Memphis guard Curtis Givens III committed to Ohio State yesterday. So that's 3 guards the Buckeyes pulled out of the transfer portal, and likely Justin Pippen is your starter next year. But I think the conversation, I'm thrilled that there's an opportunity there, because Bruce feels to me like a guy that's going to be playing in Europe forever.
You know, it's going to suck if Thornton gets that 5 for 5 and goes to Michigan.
Well,
that would not be fun.
Why would you put that into the ether?
I just thought about it because, look, who was the other guard we had that went there? Dwayne Washington, is that it was? No, it wasn't Dwayne. Who's the guy who was just there on the team this year? Roddy Gale, yeah. Dwayne Washington's the other guy. Yeah, Roddy Gale's coming. I know Roddy Gale's not Bruce Thornton. I get that. I understand that. I'm just saying, though, be careful if we wish for Thornton to get that 5th year.
Here's something I do wish for. Actually, this is from Cincinnati's Jared Calhoun. You'll hear from him coming up next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Hey, it's AR here for Germain Honda of Dublin. If you've been thinking about upgrading your ride, now's the time. It's the Honda Spring Event at Germain Honda of Dublin, and they've got seriously low lease rates on the Honda HR-V and Civic for well-qualified buyers. I'm talking reliable, fuel-efficient, and fun to drive without stretching your budget. Stop by Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. Check them out online at GermainHondaofDublin.com. The Honda Spring Event won't last forever.
Need a roof you can count on? Ramos Roofing has protected homes and businesses throughout Ohio for almost 20 years. Whether it's a leaky roof, storm damage, new siding, or new gutters to protect your foundation, Ramos Roofing delivers quality materials, professional installation, and honest service every time. Get your free roof or exterior assessment today and ask about Ramos Roofing's no-interest financing options. Call 614-761-7663 or visit online at ramosroofingohio.com.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. Get free delivery during online deal days, plus $30 off your first online order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here. You've heard me talk about High Bank's award-winning spirits, but let's talk about the food. High Bank delivers incredible meals and handcrafted cocktails in a space that works for every part of your week. Start with happy hour, drinks with friends, come back for brunch worth planning your weekend around, then stay for dinner. And get this, kids eat half off every Monday. Great food, award-winning drinks, a reason to come back time and time again. Make a reservation today at a location near you at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Saving money on everything you need at Menards. Your roof is the first line of defense against the elements, and it enhances the appearance of your home's exterior. Owens Corning shingles offer ultimate protection and impressive curb appeal. Choose from 26 colors of Owens Corning Duration shingles and transform your home today. Shop our selection of roofing products on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer and find plenty of great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Coffee, sandwich, hash browns. Tired of the same breakfast routine? Time to refresh your morning ritual with a $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. It starts with a premium blend of freshly brewed coffee, a hot, savory breakfast sandwich made with freshly cracked eggs, and for a tasty twist, a daily baked donut to sweeten the deal. Ask for the $6 Tim's Trio. Your morning ritual refreshed. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer. Medium coffee only. Terms apply.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Bring your landscape back to life with an unbeatable deal from Ohio Mulch. 5 bags of premium mulch for just $10. You choose from absolute black, brown, or red to make your flowers pop and your curb appeal shine. Visit ohiomulch.com to find a location near you.
Recently, our company's softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win. Like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Parents, are your teens good with money?
No.
Switch to Huntington Bank and let's teach them. They get their own card, which they can add to their digital wallet, and you can monitor and set spending limits. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Think you know Buckeye football? These two say, hold my beer. The Beat with Austin and Berm.
Sponsored by the Waterworks.
Daily on the Fan's YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and 32-ounce Yingling drafts for only $4. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
All right, Fidoff, I know I teased Jared Calhoun and his idea for UC basketball. Would you rather hear from him or Kurt Signetti?
Ooh, that's...
Pick your poison. Nate, you can chime in on this too.
I don't want to hear from Signetti. I'm
don't want to hear from Kurt Signetti.
He's a fraud.
All right. So Jared Calhoun, who came over from Utah State, had this great idea when discussing non-conference scheduling earlier in the week.
Really, we enjoy scheduling. We think it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle that we got to put together. So there's a strategic plan there. But, I think we should be playing personally. I think we should play Ohio State home and home every year for the next 30 years. I think it's great for the state. Obviously, you're going to play, the team up the road. So there's certain things that I think make a lot of sense, and we can't lose that with our fan base.
Team up the road, you mean Xavier?
Yep.
Ohio State, home and home, next 30 years. What do you think?
I love it. Look, I think one of the things look, the thing with the teams that played the Big Five in Philadelphia, the way they play each other all the time. Yeah. Temple and who I missed? Villanova was in there, yes. And those guys that always play each other. I love that idea. Reese, you and I both talked about this, where it's like, do the Ohio Cup, whatever you want to call it, the Ohio Championship Tournament. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Put those three in there and rotate a MAC team in there or something every year and have that, and let them play. Let them play each other over a weekend.
I think there was an Ohio State trip to Xavier maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And I think Ohio State's played Cincinnati. This was all of these, I think, in the Holtman era.
Yeah.
But I do think that if you're going to play non-conference, I'm tired of every year learning a new Indiana University at some other university place. I don't need that.
No, I don't need. Yeah, I don't need a school. I don't need App State in here. I don't need West Virginia
Pitt.
Tech. Yeah, I like, look, the Pitt, the Notre Dame thing, I like those. I like the CBS Basketball Classic. I like all those things. But if you're going to play some kind of random school from another state, just let's do this instead. And I don't know I know the Louisville didn't play Kentucky for a long time because there was bad blood between the fan bases. Indiana and I think Indiana and Kentucky had a while they were playing almost every year and then stopped playing for a while. There's not that kind of bad blood with Ohio State and Cincinnati or Ohio State and Xavier, And
I just, for the non-conference things, there are those games that you go, I'm not paying any attention to this. You'd pay attention to this.
Yeah.
Everybody paid attention to the Big Ten championship between Ohio State and Indiana. I think it was the 4th most watched game last season. Fox had it. Fox will have the Big Ten championship this upcoming season. They bought it back from NBC. It was announced earlier this week that NBC got between 45 and 55 million for the rights to the 2026 title game. So what this was remember Kevin Warren gave NBC a Big Ten championship and you can't really do that. He's like, well, I kind of did.
Yeah.
The stipulations were that if NBC wasn't going to broadcast it, they had to sell it to Fox.
Yep.
And so Fox is now taking advantage of that. And I think that's better. I do prefer Fox as a product. I'm just fatigued with the big noon kick. I do love noon kicks. The Gus and Joel thing, 6-7 weeks in a row.
Right.
That fatigues me.
Yeah.
But with this, I think it's the better spot for the Big Ten. I know CBS, as part of the new agreement, has a couple of Big Ten title games sometime between now and 2035.
Right.
But for the most part, it'll be NBC. I just wonder it'll be CBS or Fox, I should say.
Fox
is getting the Big Ten championship. They bought it from NBC. I wonder, why wouldn't NBC want to have this, though? You're thinking it's Ohio State and somebody else, or Indiana and somebody else, or maybe if they can get their bleep together, Michigan and somebody else. Wouldn't you want to have that for your network if just how important live sports is for your package?
Sure. Am I wrong? I thought I read somewhere, and I'll look it up now, but that Fox had the rights, right? I mean, Fox could, if they just said we want it back, they have NBC. This is what I saw. It was an awful announcing. NBC had no choice to sell Big Ten championship to Fox. That's what it was. So that's what it was. They were going to sell to, and that's what you said. Okay. I understand the fatigue thing, but I don't pay attention to it because
you're going to find it no matter where it is.
I'm going to watch it. Okay. And honestly, there's a lot of times, and this is not me just being a kiss ass, if I can say kiss ass on the radio twice.
Did it?
Yeah. But a lot of times I'll listen to Paul and Lachey.
We're lucky in that sense. If you ever do the thing during college football season, some places do allow you to listen to their home team broadcast on the radio. There is nobody with the quality of Paul Keels and Jim Lachey.
Right, yeah.
There's Paul Keels and Jim, and then there's a chasm.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever tried to suffer through a Michigan broadcast?
Oh, dude.
It's not great.
No, it's not. Yeah.
There are some decent ones within the Big Ten footprint. There are some really good ones around the country.
Right.
Nobody is on the level of Paul and Jim. So we are very fortunate to have all of that quality located here in Columbus. Alabama, I think Alabama has quality play-by-play. The quality on the field has been okay, but to their standard, not good enough. And obviously with Nick Saban, you had the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And the job to follow him, I think, is the toughest ask that's ever been asked of anybody in sport.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And Kalen DeBoer has been good, and I don't think he'll ever be Nick Saban, but some reason Alabama gave him a new 7-year deal. It's going to pay him $12.5 million per year. Now, we had Paul Feinbaum on earlier in the week on Bishop and Friends, and he had said that this was in the works before the college football playoff because there was concern DeBoer might go to Michigan. So they just kind of waited for this to get announced now.
Did he say, was it before the playoffs started or before they announced who was going to be in the playoffs? Because that's a big difference to me.
It was from what I understand, it was when they knew they were going to the postseason.
Okay. Because
when Alabama knew, they said, well, we've got to keep him then.
If they don't make the playoff.
I wonder. Because
does this still happen? It doesn't happen at this level.
That's a good question.
And that's what I wonder about because if they miss the playoffs 2 years in a row, I don't know how excited I think Alabama fans might be willing to move on from him. At least
they wanted him gone after the Oklahoma game.
Right. So
there was a lady who said if she won the Powerball, she'd
that's right. I remember here. Yeah, she'd
pay his buyout.
She'd buy out. Yeah, she'd buy him out.
Their athletic director got some heat for this. Their general manager also got, I think, a $500,000 bump too.
Yeah.
He went from $875 to I think $1.2 million to be the general manager of a football program, which goes to show just the importance of that position now in college football. But I don't think, short of winning a national championship, DeBoer's never going to win over that fan base.
And I know you said it's the toughest follow to Saban.
Ever. I'll say ever.
Okay. Pretty damn tough to follow Woody here. I know Woody was here for 28 years, whatever it was, though.
Woody wasn't still working at Ohio State. Woody didn't have a statue outside of the horseshoe.
I understand that. Well, they didn't do it back then.
Woody didn't have things named after him that you have to walk through and buy every day.
Absolutely. I get all that.
And Woody punched a player on his way out.
Woody didn't have Paul Brown on television telling you how bad he was doing.
Every week, Saban's got to talk about you and your job.
And Alabama, following Bear Bryant, not easy either.
No, I'm not saying these things aren't easy, Tito, but I'm saying what Kalen DeBoer's got to do with everything that Nick Saban's the ultimate specter down there.
Yes.
He could run for governor and win the thing. I think Tommy Tuberville's actually going to be the next Alabama governor, which we'll get to maybe in the 12 o'clock hour with what Kalen DeBoer's got to do.
12 o'clock hour. I love that. It took me a second to pick up on that.
Thank you. We got to another hypothetical here because I asked at the top of the show. I want to ask it again. If the Cincinnati Bengals regret what they did with the 10th overall selection, that's next. Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Whether you love or hate winter, I think we can all agree we need some spring color to brighten up our lives after this winter. For 86 years, spring color starts at Oakland Nursery. Blooming shrubs, fragrant lilacs, hydrangeas, azaleas, and rhododendrons. And don't forget Central Ohio's largest selection of beautiful roses with thousands to choose from. Hey, we've all earned it this year and are entitled to an explosion of vivacious spring color. If you haven't been to Oakland Nursery, you simply haven't been to a nursery.
Welcome to the Ohio Lottery's Made from Scratch show. Today, I'm sharing how you can make dough from scratch. We're adding a dash of fun and a sprinkle of luck. Now, let's get cooking and see what we've got. And voila! A fresh batch of Ohio Lottery $5 scratch-offs. Nice.
Play Aces and Eights with over $20 million in cash prizes and a top prize of $150,000. Players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Spring into savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, drive your new Hyundai with payments as low as $94 per month for a 2-year lease. Get spring lease savings on every model from Elantra to Palisade. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit payment on 26 Elantra SC, $39.95 down plus tax title first month's payment. 7,500 miles per year and $430.
Aaron, I've invented something really important. Great. Tell me what it is. You know how water heaters never give the homeowner any sort of signal that they are about to quit working? Jerry, did you invent a way to solve that problem? I sure did. I call it the Eco First Responder System. I like it. How does it work? Well, when your hot water heater quits working and you have no hot water, just call Eco before 5 p.m. and we guarantee to install your new hot water heater that same day, even if you decide to go tankless. Jerry, that's been our policy for a long time. What exactly did you invent? I invented the name, Aaron. The name. The Eco First Responder System. I thought you said you liked it. Sure, Jerry. It's a great name for a really strong guarantee. When your water heater quits working, just call Eco before 5 p.m. and we guarantee to install your new hot water heater that same day, even if you decide to go tankless. You're a great guy, Jerry. I'm really glad you work here. Get Eco. ECO. GetEco.com.
4 tickets, hot dogs, and drinks, all for just $115. The Columbus Aviators Family Flight Plan makes game day easy. Grab yours at UFLaviators.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Nate Pooterball with your sports update. Day 2 of the NFL draft is in the books, and it's another record-setting class for Ohio State. OSU became only the second school in history to have 7 players drafted in the first 2 rounds in back-to-back years. Last night, Caden McDonald was picked by the Texans, Max Clare is heading to Los Angeles, and Davison Igbinosun is going to the Bills. Will Kazmarek was selected in the 3rd round by the Dolphins. Day 3 coverage comes your way at noon on The Fan. The Reds walked off the Tigers last night when Nathaniel Lowe hit a 2-out, 2-run homer to give them the 9-8 win. They square off again tonight at 7:15 with Brady Singer taking on the Tigers' Jack Flaherty. Catch the action right here on The Fan. And Angel Martinez roughed up the Blue Jays with 2 home runs, leading the Guardians to an 8-6 win yesterday. They're back at it this afternoon at 3:07. And 41-year-old LeBron did LeBron things, leading the Lakers to a 112-108 overtime win over the Rockets. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, you are. Rieser and Tito. You heard Nate there in the update. Rolling with you for the next hour. And then round 4 of the NFL draft comes your way live from Pittsburgh. It'll go 4 through 7. What you're looking at with the clock for the draft, rounds 4 through 6, 5 minutes a pick. And then round 7, 4 minutes a pick.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great. And I think what they did with the 8 minutes Thursday and the 8 minutes Friday, like, get it over with. You don't not time to wait around.
Yeah.
Just go. This for me personally, this can be an email. Like,
Remember when this was an 8-hour, like a 12-hour day on Saturday?
It started at like noon at Radio City Music Hall. Those were the days.
Hey, go back to when there used to not be a time limit on picks in the 60s.
Those were not the days.
I think 1964.
You need time limits here.
The Cowboys took like 6 hours.
Bleeper, get off the pot, Dallas.
It took 6 hours to make a pick because they were waiting on some medicals back from one of the teams. And they had to wait to get it before they made their pick. And so there's literally 6 hours. The Cowboys were on the clock.
But not so good old days.
No.
But the Radio City I thought was a cool little intimate setting.
Yeah.
I don't love the circus that they travel with now to cities, but they put 320,000 people at Acrisure in downtown Pittsburgh on Thursday, and it looked great.
Who did I hear talking about that? I think I heard Florio talking about that, where he said that number's not accurate.
Well, no, it's never going to be. I mean, they didn't have $1.7 million in downtown Cleveland for the 2016 championship parade, but we still throw that number.
But what he said was the NFL, they count every time someone enters. So you could be there and then leave, go out to your car, tailgate, and then come back, and you're two people.
I'm sure they're also counting like Adam King and Nicole Sheeran. I'm sure they're also counting Caden McDonald and Roger Goodell. They're just counting everybody that's there, and there's probably they had 250,000 in 2024. I think was the next most attended draft. And then the number's always going to be a little fugazi.
Yeah,
they were also I saw charging $20 a beer, $21 a seltzer for Bud Light, the official sponsor of the NFL draft, and. Yeah, they can charge it because they've got that many people that are going to be paying for it. Yeah. So, regardless of how I feel about the whole thing, everybody loves it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be something that I haven't seen the TV numbers for, but they're probably going to be great. So be a lot of people. A lot of people, I think, for this, what's coming today, are I'm going to have it on, and I'm going to walk past it as I'm doing chores, or I'm going to pop in on it when I'm outside doing yard work.
Right. Yeah. And that's the best thing. That's what I used to love about the Saturday all day thing was you could mow and listen to it. You know what I mean? You could listen to it while you're mowing.
I loved Saturday as a Cleveland Cavaliers fan because you also had Game 3 Cavs Raptors.
Oh, okay.
And so the draft could be on in the background. You'd kind of focus your attention for however long. I forget how long I decided to because the Cavs no-showed Game 3.
Right.
They'll have Game 4 tomorrow in Toronto at 1 o'clock. You heard Nate there in the update talking about LeBron, who had 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists as the Lakers take a 3-0 series lead on the Houston Rockets, winning 112-108 in overtime. So the Rockets...
And also did one of those only LeBron could pull this off moments at the end of the game or the fourth quarter.
I mean, he's incredible at 41 years old. The Rockets fielded the second youngest playoff roster ever because they don't have Kevin Durant. So he didn't play last night, and so therefore it takes the age of that team all the way to where it's one of the youngest ever fielded in a playoff game. Also from the association, you had the Celtics taking a 2-1 lead on the Sixers with a 108-100 win in Philadelphia. The Spurs, without Victor Wembanyama, beat the Trailblazers 120-108, so San Antonio leads 2-1 there. Unfortunate for the Cavs, who no-showed because they could have closed it out Sunday in Toronto. I still think they get that win and make it a 3-1 series going back to Cleveland. Interesting, Tito, that this is the first time since 2016 both the Cavs and the Guardians are playing in Toronto on the same weekend. You know what happened in 2016 for both of those squads?
I believe one was in the World Series.
I'm just saying.
And I believe...
I am just saying.
I think one of them... And I tell you, I feel bad about that World Series that year.
So do I.
I really wanted...
I'm still mad at Joe Buck. Through no fault of his own. He just really loved Kyle Schwarber and it annoyed me. Ohio's own Kyle Schwarber.
I hate that you people had to go through that.
You mean you people?
You shark.
You people.
My buddy Brian Konopka, Jimmy DeTemple, all these guys.
It was an awesome summer, though. An awesome summer into fall.
Yeah.
Like just the run that the Cavs were able to go on beating the Warriors the way they did, or actually Golden State blowing a 3-1 lead. People forget about that. They shouldn't. But then the Guardians also blew a 3-1 lead in the World Series. But like earlier in that playoff, you had Trevor Bauer bleeding on himself because he cut himself with a drone. Like
that's right. I forgot about that.
4-month span was as wild and as much fun as I've had as a Cleveland sports fan. There haven't been many instances since then that have been kind of glimmering hopes, but just one of those fun things because I think playoff basketball is similar where you have it on. And if you're not a fan, like it's there, and you're not paying a ton of attention to it. And similarly with baseball at this time of the season, unless you're a diehard Reds fan or a diehard Guardians fan, like it's on. You go to a bar, it's on. Hey, cool. What are the Guardians doing? Hey, cool. What are the Reds doing? Like this is that for this time of the year.
I know it will never go back because they're never going to put games and say, you know what? We don't need as many games. But
they should.
With the NBA playoffs, do you like how every series is best of 7?
No. Do it 5.
I don't need a 7 for the first round.
Yeah, 5 until you get to the conference finals.
There used to be a time, God, I feel like I'm just giving a history lesson here, when the NBA would start off with what they call a mini series, which was a best of 3. Like the first round was best of 3.
I'd be all right with that too.
And then it went to 5, and then 7 and 7. I think is what it was.
Yeah, it should just be 7. The conference finals and the championship.
That's it, right? You don't need. But when you see that famous picture of Mutombo on the ground clutching the basketball when the Nuggets beat the Sonics, that was a best of 5. Best of 7 might not happen with a win there. Like the upsets are a lot less likely in a best of 7. That's just massive.
Best of 5, Warriors don't blow a 3-1 lead.
That's yes, that's also true. Yes,
math.
Yeah.
I'm also good with it. The 10th overall pick, the Cincinnati Bengals had.
Show off.
They traded to the New York Giants for Dexter Lawrence.
Yep.
This was, according to all reports, and a very believable thing, Joe Burrow telling the front office, we need guys that can win now. Mm-hmm. And what they did with their defense to overhaul it in the offseason, what they did with number 10, they are one of several teams I'd give an A+ to how they handled the draft.
Okay.
And that's not even Dexter Lawrence. They didn't draft him, but they used the asset to get somebody that can play right now. He had 34 quarterback pressures last season. If you can give, again, with all the other guys, like Boye Mafe, they added guys in the secondary. They drafted, I think, well enough to have depth now for a defense. That's all you needed. And now Joe Burrow stays healthy. Why aren't you winning the AFC North?
That's the thing that it's. Yeah, you're right. The AFC North's going to be loaded this year.
Yeah,
it's going to be. I mean, every year it's tough. Every year it's it's a tough division to have success in. But the Bengals. Today, who's the favorite?
Cincinnati
Bengals.
You both said it quickly. They're the favorite.
You said they got an A+ in there.
I just think A+ in the draft, but I'm just like, you didn't even hesitate to think Ravens for a moment.
They got a new head coach.
New head coach. Still got Lamar Jackson. Still got Derrick Henry. They've still got a damn good team.
Right now, they are the favorite according to FanDuel.
The Ravens are?
Yeah, they're -120. The Bengals +190.
And then probably Steelers-Browns, right?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, really.
As good as I think the Browns did and have done in the offseason,
yes,
they're picking in the top 10 again.
Right, yes.
I can be a positive Browns fan for right now.
We still don't know who is playing quarterback next year.
We know who's not playing quarterback next year.
Dylan Gabriel.
I'll say not a good quarterback.
Chances are Dylan Gabriel won't even be on the roster. if they pick a quarterback now, I do feel that Gabriel could be traded as early as today.
He was a third-round pick last year.
That's fine. It's not Todd. That's not on Todd Monken.
I understand it's on Todd Monken, but it's on Barry,
who I am on the record saying should not be the general manager of the Cleveland Browns. However, he is. Deshaun Watson's in that room. Don't love that. Didn't love that when they acquired him.
Yeah, I know.
So all you can do right now is look to Todd and say, here's what you got. Try to make the best of it.
Do you think Deshaun Watson takes a snap this year in a game?
Yeah. I think Deshaun Watson's your week one starter.
You think so?
Yes.
Wow.
I think despite Shedeur going first earlier this week,
right?
I think when you get into training camp, the better quarterback's going. Again, the better quarterback of this is the slimmest fat kid running a 100-meter dash. They're all getting across the finish line, but they're going to be waddling their asses. And Deshaun Watson's the best waddler.
I think he just fat shamed me.
I'm not fat shaming
That's
anybody.
The way you looked at. You called the skinniest fat guy. No, you looked at. That's what you did.
I looked at you because you're my co-host.
But you looked at me differently.
The analogy, fine. I'm not. No, we're not doing any more analogies in this. But all three of the quarterbacks the Browns have, the quarterback,
you're right.
whomever they go into camp with, if it's not Dylan Gabriel, if they get the Nussmeier kid, or if they get somebody from the draft today, they're going with a really bad quarterback situation. And one of those really bad quarterbacks is going to be your day one starter because you got to put somebody at the position.
We can agree. We can say right now, though, definitively, picking Gabriel where they did, or picking him at all, was a mistake.
Yes.
Like, take him third. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look to see who else was picked after that they could have had that was a better player.
Well, they got Shedeur in the 5th round.
Right, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't. Does
it matter?
It really doesn't now. Other than just for me to twist the knife.
Here's what we'll do, because Tyler Danburg's coming on at 11:30. I want to get his thoughts on what the Buckeyes did in the draft. The baseball Buckeyes are in Piscataway. I think he's got a day off on the campus of Rutgers, or the University of Rutgers
That's
University.
A punishment, right?
I know. I don't know what he did to piss off the sports gods, where he had to spend Saturday in Piscataway. But Danburg's coming on 11:30. But coming up next, the Columbus Blue Jackets are beginning their off-season renovation. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Spring is here, and there's no better place to make memories than the Columbus Zoo. See tigers up close, watch playful otters, and see the baby elephants in action. For a limited time, take advantage of our Zoo After 2 p.m. deal. Plan your adventure at columbuszoo.org.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Saving money on your next project when you shop at Menards. We have everything you need for keeping your outdoor power equipment in tip-top shape. Ensure your lawnmower or boat is running smooth this year. Right now, all FVP lawn and garden and marine batteries are on sale. View our entire selection of FVP batteries today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for all of the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Coffee, sandwich, hash browns. Tired of the same breakfast routine? Time to refresh your morning ritual with a $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. It starts with a premium blend of freshly brewed coffee, a hot, savory breakfast sandwich made with freshly cracked eggs, and for a tasty twist, a daily baked donut to sweeten the deal. Ask for the $6 Tim's Trio. Your morning ritual refreshed. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer. Medium coffee only. Terms apply.
Grab me a new cross-match bingo from the Ohio Lottery.
Sure thing. You said match bingo cross?
No, the newest $10 scratch-off with prizes up to $500,000.
Yeah.
The ticket's so big, it's only sold at retail counters? The one with over $15 million in prizes? Cross-match bingo.
One cross bingo match coming up.
However you say it, cross-match bingo combines cash word, bingo, and match games all into one for even more fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Need a roof you can count on? Ramos Roofing has protected homes and businesses throughout Ohio for almost 20 years. Whether it's a leaky roof, storm damage, new siding, or new gutters to protect your foundation, Ramos Roofing delivers quality materials, professional installation, and honest service every time. Get your free roof or exterior assessment today and ask about Ramos Roofing's no-interest financing options. Call 614-761-7663 or visit online at ramosroofingohio.com.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $200 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
There's an old story about cat toys that's been retold for over 20 years because it perfectly explains who we are. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Years ago, a couple who shared their house with 3 cats had another company out to look at their furnace. After working on it, the technician said it was dangerous and had to be replaced. The couple called Care for a second opinion, and my dad Mike went out to help them. When he inspected the furnace, the cause of the problem became obvious. A cat toy had been stuffed into the heat exchanger. With the toy removed, the furnace ran perfectly. Now, how did the toy get there? You can decide for yourself, but here's what mattered then and still matters now. The first company paid commissions to their service techs to sell new furnaces. At Care, we pay our technicians to fix furnaces, not sell you a new one. And if a new furnace is needed, our team of replacement specialists will advise you on all options available and help you make your best choice. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here from my friends at High Bank Distillery Co. It's well known High Bank is my go-to when I want an award-winning whiskey, but did you also know that they make the best vodka in America? They have 3 incredible spots here in Central Ohio where the food is just as good as what's in the glass. They've got something for everyone, and get this, kids eat half off every Monday, so whether you're sipping on the best vodka in America or simply grabbing a meal with family and friends, High Bank delivers every time. Find a location and a menu at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Spring into savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, drive your new Hyundai with payments as low as $94 per month for a 2-year lease. Get spring lease savings on every model from Elantra to Palisade. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit. Payment on 26 Elantra SC, $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and $430.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Rain will continue to move east throughout the rest of the day. Today we'll see gradual clearing and temperatures will be rather normal for this time of year with a high of 69. Tonight it turns breezy, gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. We drop down to 45 degrees and Sunday will be beautiful. Mostly sunny skies with a high near 70. I'm meteorologist Ashley Smith on 97.1 The Fan.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Saturday.
All right, low-hanging fruit radio time, Tito. What'd you find in the break?
Well, look, I was trying to find players they could have taken over Dylan Gabriel. Nobody jumped out at me, and I looked at quarterback specifically. And they took Dylan Gabriel 94th overall. The next quarterback that was taken at 144 overall, and that would be one Shedeur Sanders. So it's not like they could have taken. There were other quarterbacks, like Riley Leonard got taken later than that, guys like that. And Riley Leonard was, I don't know, and Will Howard got taken later than that. Would you rather have Sanders or Howard? Would you rather have Gabriel or Howard?
So Rick Bowness is the new head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Mm-hmm. And, well, I just said he was new in January, and he's going to be extended through next season at the very least. And one of the things I think we were wondering, Tito, as I completely blow through your question because I'm done talking about the Browns and their quarterbacks.
Okay.
Is if he would
12 o'clock hour.
We'll do it an hour from now. If and when he was going to start making his own coaching staff. Because I think that was probably one of the things one of the discussion points is if I'm coming back, I get to pick my guys. Yesterday it was announced that Jackets assistant coaches Scott Ford and Mike Haviland will not be back with the club for the 26-27 season. So those guys were brought with Dean Evison, and it just makes the most sense in the world that you would want Bones back. You would want Bones to pick his coaching staff. This from Aaron Portzline. Trent Vogelhuber, who's the head coach of the AHL's Cleveland Monsters, is a likely candidate when the Monsters are done with their Calder Cup run. I think they won their first game of the playoffs last night. I think they played the Syracuse Crunch up in Cleveland. So this could a succession plan in place, because Bones is 71. And I think the best thing for the Blue Jackets would have been to make sure that you know not just what you're doing next season, but what you're doing over the next 5 seasons.
Yeah, I think
this
so.
does that.
I think it does too. And I know that older people are much younger now. And so, 71's not the end of your coaching career, obviously. You can go another few years, I would think, if you wanted to, or at least next couple of years. But it is important to have some kind of plan in place is somebody who, look, Bonus, I think will be successful next year. I think the Jackets will be a playoff team next year. So having the culture start to get reset that he's talking about, having somebody as kind of his right-hand man to take over when he does step down, who can continue that culture, and it's not all of a sudden like a sharp left turn to where people are falling out of the car. If you can keep it going on the track that I think Bonus will have them going on, then that's the best solution for this team.
So the Columbus Blue Jackets have a lot of things. They've a lot of questions that they've got answered this offseason. You got contracts with guys like Boone Jenner. Does he want to come back? Is he willing to come back without the C on his chest? I do think, and I heard Ryan Baker make this point first, that you put the C on Adam Fantilli and you tell him, this is your team, let's go.
You do it to Fantilli, not Werenski?
No.
And what's
Werenski's never been your captain. I think Werenski is really good in his spot. If you want to put the A back on him, great. But
interesting.
You've not had him as your captain.
Yeah.
Fantilli's your future. Z's the best defensive player in the league. Z's absolutely the star of your organization, but he hasn't been the captain. So I think this is a good spot to not even put that on him.
Okay. Does any of your thought process or your decision, does any of it change based on where contract talks go? Because right now there's talk about, will he sign a bridge contract or will he sign a long-term contract? Does that change your answer? If there's some contentious negotiations and Fantilli is saying there is no way I'm signing a long-term deal here, his agent says, you know what, we're gonna test the market in 2 or 3 years, whatever it is. He says we're gonna test the market no matter what. Does that change your thought process?
No, because I still think I actually think it.
I still don't think Zach is the captain.
I agree. I think it's even better with Bonus and the questions that he's going to have year to year because he's in his early 70s.
Yep.
Is you can say, all right, we'll have that conversation in 3 years. But here's your short-term deal.
Okay.
Here's your C. You have your head coach. You have your coach in waiting. Let's make a run. Let's make a run at this thing.
All right.
But I get it. It's going to be a difficult conversation to have with Boone because he's been your leader for so long. But this now needs to be your future planning, even with Rick Bonus and maybe his the year-to-yearness of him.
The answer to this question may be yes. But which one do you think is more important to the possibility of him coming back? The other decisions made with free agents or the amount of money he'll take?
You're talking about Fantilli?
No, about Boone.
I'm almost not even concerned with his stipulations. Here's the contract.
I really don't care anymore with Boone.
Here's the offer. Here's the contract. You make it to the market of a player of his experience and of a fourth-line center.
Yeah.
Do you want it? No? Okay. This was great having you here.
Yeah.
Test the waters. Next up for the Blue Jackets in terms of players that they could acquire, you got the draft lottery on May 5th in Buffalo. CBJ have a 1.5% chance of winning the draft lottery, so they're not going to do that. But
winning is not winning. The most they can go up is 10 spots.
Right.
They can't get
so
one.
They can't win it.
Yeah,
they can't get the number one.
The highest thing goes fourth.
The Canucks have an 18.5% chance. The actual draft itself will be on June 26th in Buffalo. With the NFL draft, you got rounds 4 through 7, I should say, today at noon. I see 3 Buckeyes still on the board. And correct me if I'm missing anybody, but Caden Curry, Lorenzo Styles, C.J. Donaldson.
Yeah, those are the big ones, I think, yes.
I am surprised Caden Curry's still there.
You are?
A little bit.
I think he will. I didn't see many spots of him going higher than the fourth round.
Yeah.
I saw what I saw was like late third, early fourth.
Late third was kind of the spot I thought he would fall to.
The high end for him, but he'll get called in the fourth round today, I gotta believe.
For Lorenzo Styles, for CJ Donaldson, I think Lorenzo's going to hear his name called. I wouldn't shock me if Donaldson goes undrafted.
Yeah.
I do feel for a lot of these guys, the names you're going to hear today, it's you're a your guy gets picked up, a camp invite, you try to make the best of it.
Yeah.
Even if you're a UFA. I was watching you're flipping around last night, and the DC Defenders in the UFL, they are now 4-1. They beat the Birmingham Stallions 45-28 in the UFL. And I didn't spend a ton of time on this, but Gary and Conley had an interception in that game.
Right.
And I think to Conley, who retired, and then came out of retirement to go to the UFL, making plays there, making plays in the Spring Football League, making plays in the Canadian Football League, does keep you at least involved in football enough to where an NFL team could come calling. And I think so much to the opportunity that the UFL has, like with the Aviators, who I think are in Houston tomorrow taking on the Gamblers. Those guys are all playing for just the opportunity to keep themselves in the forefront of NFL teams' minds when players get injured late in the season.
Do you think it's realistic that you'll see players from the UFL get true looks by NFL teams?
Yeah.
Because, in baseball, you'll see guys that suck, or suck's the wrong word. I'm sorry. You'll see guys that underperform and go to the minors.
At the major league level.
Right. And they go back minors and play AAA for a while and then get called back up. I don't see a lot in the NBA. And I look at the difference in the games. I don't know. What's more likely? A CFL guy getting a call or a UFL guy getting a call?
Right now, a CFL guy.
Yeah.
But I would think, as you look at the future for the Aviators, you look at the future for the UFL and spring football in general, if they can create a partnership or do something to get in bed with the NFL to become a legitimate pipeline, that's the only path I really see forward for the UFL. Even if they want to do expansion in 2028, like the best way forward for this league to not just become another arena football league team,
right? Yeah,
is to become a feeder for the NFL, is to take guys like a Gary Conley, guys like a Lorenzo Styles or a CJ Donaldson that have they're great athletes.
Sure.
But maybe they're just not polished enough, or they don't have quite the skill set to make them play in the NFL. Well, certainly for Conley and maybe even for Lorenzo, as guys who are starters or second teamers or special teamers in the NFL, as they get injured later in the season, then those guys could get the call up from the UFL because they're still in game shape.
Right.
If teams want to, like the Bengals and the Browns want to partner with the Aviators, and then the Aviators are going to be sending them their guys in situations like that.
Right.
I think it's like a minor league rehab assignment, right?
Yeah.
I think those would be a better path forward because there's still that connectivity to the NFL. Without that, I think you're just a throwaway league until billionaires get bored throwing money at it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Speaking of being bored, I shouldn't disparage Piscataway. I shouldn't disparage Piscataway like that, but Tyler Danburg has a day off.
I'm so glad it was
Ohio
Rutgers
State
shade and not Tito shade. I'm so glad it was Rutgers shade.
I think I've gone at least 90 minutes without shading you or shaming you.
No, you shamed me recently, but that's okay.
It wasn't a shame. It had nothing to do with you, and the fact that you think it makes it about you says more about you than what I actually said. Tyler Danburg in 2 minutes. Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Our double hung is as good as it gets. There's something really simple. It's called an interlock. We interlock our windows. The interlock is the absolute best way to alleviate air infiltration. With the interlock, it's harder to break into. When you interlock the sashes, it makes a better window. It's just a darn good window, and we're very proud of it.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
There's nothing like picking fresh fruits, vegetables, and herbs from your own garden. They're fresh and taste better. Those delicious treats start at Oakland Nursery. #1 size blueberry plants start at just $9.99. Cool season vegetable plants start at $2.99 a pack. Asparagus roots, rhubarb crowns, gooseberries, strawberries, and more. And all of your favorite herbs, too. Premium quality fruit trees start at just $29.99. Fresh fruit in your cereal and yogurt, fresh veggies in your salad, and herbs in your favorite dish. It all starts at Oakland Nursery.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, you are. Rieser and Tito here with you until noon. And then we'll have the fourth round of the NFL Draft coming your way at the top of the 12 o'clock hour. We go out now to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline and find our next guest in Piscataway, New Jersey. Tyler Danburg for the Ohio State Sports Network called a doubleheader yesterday between the Buckeyes and the Scarlet Knights. Ohio State won one, lost the other. He's got a day off in Piscataway. And Tyler, I know I was going to ask you about football Buckeyes in the draft. I'm going to pivot a little bit, put you on the spot. What does one do with their day off on the campus of Rutgers?
Oh, that's a great question. So we are staying in Woodbridge, New Jersey, so about 15 minutes away from the campus. And so there's a couple options. First off, Nate, again, we're both huge music guys, so Nate suggested go see Fishbone. They're playing, I think, in the city tonight. 2, could go in the city. 3, I'm a huge Springsteen nut, Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, Little Steven, the whole E Street Band, all those guys. And the Stone Pony, the famous bar where they got their start, is not too far away. So got a couple options on the table. Just got to nail down one detail.
This is going to sound like a mean question. Are you old enough to drink a beer?
Yes, that is. You are correct.
I will have to drink 2 beers because I'm just saying you're pretty young and experienced, I got to believe.
No, I'm 22. Yes, sir.
All right. That's fair. Look, the Springsteen thing. That's I
did not have that.
You did go to the Springsteen New Museum in New Jersey.
Oh, they have one of those?
Yeah, they just built one on one of the campuses.
Wow, that's awesome.
No way.
So are we thinking like New Jersey's the size of Columbus, where you can just hop in a car and in 20 minutes you're at the Springsteen Museum from Piscataway?
It's only like an hour drive north and south. Not much more.
I think I've been in New Jersey once. But it was just like to spend the night before my flight the next day coming home from New York. I think that's what it was.
Well, due west of whichever part of New Jersey Tyler Danburg's at is Pittsburgh, right? I think I have that geography correct. And 4 Buckeyes heard their names called in the first round of the NFL Draft, Tyler. Of those, we'll go to the rounds on Friday. Of all of the Buckeyes drafted so far, who do you think landed in the best spot?
That's a great question. I think immediately the one that I go to first right off the bat is Caleb Downs. I mean, you hear all the talk about the NFL becoming a 3-safety league. You got to have 3 safeties to be successful in the National Football League in 2026. And I mean, this guy's the perfect fit. He's going to be an identity shifter in that Cowboys secondary, and he's gonna get to share the same defensive backfield as Malik Hooker. It's so interesting how a lot of these Buckeyes that got picked on the first 2 days, they're going to be playing in the secondary or sharing a defensive line with a former Buckeye, so the brotherhood is certainly always there. Caden McDonald's another one that I think is really interesting because, I'm really fascinated by the guys that don't get picked on day 1 but are one of the first guys day 2. Usually when you're early on in the second round, you're going to a team that's already a little bit more developed, in a really good situation, and you feel like you get picked over on the second day rather than the first day when you should have been a first-round talent. So thus you have a little bit more of a chip on your shoulder. And this Texans defensive line is incredibly loaded, and he's going to get to learn from D'Amico Ryans as well as his head coach. So I think that K-Mac could be in a really interesting spot. Tommy Togiai is also going to be up front with him, and obviously you know what you have in Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter on the edges. So it's a really, really talented defensive line in Houston. And then Sonny Styles is, I think, another guy that just is a perfect fit for Washington. I mean, he's going to get to play alongside Bobby Wagner. Imagine what Sonny Styles knows now and what he's going to know at the end of the season. And physically, we know that this guy's been an NFL-sized linebacker since he was playing safety as a 17-year-old, as a freshman. So I think those three guys are going to be really intriguing fits, especially what Styles and Downs can do right off the rip.
So, yeah, Tate going 4, Reese going 5, Styles going 7, Downs going 11. Out of those 4 players, who were you most surprised, one way or the other, on where they went?
Well, I think Arvell Reese, I'm not surprised on when he went, but where he went. Just with the Giants, I mean, you know what you're getting in Kayvon Thibodeau. I thought that maybe Caleb Downs was going to be the guy to help bolster the secondary for them. It could have certainly been an option, or maybe they would have gone to Sonny Styles in the middle. But Arvell Reese, I'm really excited to see how he's used, because I think he's like a chess piece. Really, you can stick him in so many different spots, and whether he's going to be on the edge or whether he's going to be in the middle, he's your prototypical 2026 defensive chess piece in the NFL, because you can plug him and play him in so many different spots. But it was really interesting to see the Giants going after Reese when there certainly were a lot of options on the table in a couple different routes in which they could have gone.
Tyler Danburg, our guest of the Ohio State Sports Network. One of the mantras Ohio State likes to use is developed here. And certainly over the last 2 days, you've seen that. And certainly over the last couple of years, you've seen that really play out from the college level to the NFL. The contracts that these new rookies are going to be signing are going to be big. The massive JSN extension. Jax was back in town in Columbus last weekend for the spring game. He was the victory bell ringer. Tyler, what from that spring scrimmage? What was your biggest takeaway from last Saturday at the show?
Well, I think, the defense is going to be stingy, and they're going to continue to figure things out as the season goes on. I think it's going to be a really important fall camp for the defense as they continue to gel. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that Chris Henry Jr. popped off the screen. And yes, it is the spring game, but I mean, the fact that this guy's coming in and he can make certainly an immediate impact, just what he did and just carving out a couple of those routes. I think the 40-yard touchdown and the 30-plus yard catch, those were just two really incredibly well-run routes. And, his ability to utilize the sideline as well is something that it appears to be very advanced, and you don't have to be such a football expert to pick up on that. But I think that, in terms of toolsy wide receivers and savvy wide receivers, he's going to be a guy that can make an immediate impact. And I think, the spring game's a good showcase for guys like Tavian St. Clair to show where their upside could be. I mean, that was another guy that just continued to pop off the screen, and really excited to see what he can do as these couple next years roll along. But, it just goes to show you the depth that Ryan Day builds in his quarterback room and the development that goes into his quarterbacks and really all his players, whether that's on the offense or defensive side of the ball. But there's clearly a foundation that's rebuilding every single year in Columbus. And it's really hard to do that year in, year out, but Ohio State continues to excel in that category.
Ohio State's baseball team last year went 13-37. This year, sitting on 21-20, and they split a doubleheader yesterday with the Scarlet Knights before they play again tomorrow. After you go out and have a beer or two and roam around the New Jersey area. How has this team gotten better this year? How have they improved since the start of the season?
Pitching, Tito, pitching. That is the biggest thing. Last year, top 10 in the country in the most walk batters and runs allowed. And they, what they had to go through last year was really, really tough. I mean, the Gavin Kozneski, who's their Friday night starter this year, he led the team in innings last year, but he threw only 59. They were faced with injuries. They were faced with different pieces and maybe not really the pieces coming together on the mound, but they have starting pitching this year. Yesterday, they had a starter go 6 innings. They had a starter go 8 innings. And whether that's college baseball, minor league baseball, major league baseball, you don't see that often anymore in 2026. But they've got guys to do that, and the bullpen is vastly improved. And they got a couple of Columbus kids. They got a guy in Nick Sawyer from Upper Arlington, and junior college talent is something that Justin Hare and his staff have built their programs off of, and they feel that continues to be something that's going to be a hallmark of this program as these years roll along. But what they've done, I mean, they have 11 junior college transfers that came into the program this year, and they've turned them into guys that shown that they can belong in the Division I level. So it's all about development, and pitching has really reaped the benefits of that.
You can hear the rubber match between Ohio State and Rutgers. The baseball Buckeyes will go tomorrow with the broadcast over on the Fan 2. That's 1460 on the AM dial starting at 11:55. He is the voice you will hear on that baseball broadcast, Tyler Danburg, courtesy of the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, Tyler, enjoy the night off. Enjoy whatever New Jersey has to offer you. And safe travels back to Columbus. What?
Don't say whatever New Jersey. Because look,
I don't know. I've never been.
I know, but I'm just telling you. I think that New Jersey has a reputation for offering some things that we don't want Tyler to enjoy.
He's of age. He can choose his adventure.
That's fine.
Tito.
All right, that's fine. Just be smart.
You heard Uncle Th- You heard Uncle Thet off, Tyler. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, guys.
Always wonderful having him on.
I love Tyler Danburg,
but I hope he gets into some.
No, don't.
Hope he gets into some trouble.
No,
it's a day off.
No.
He'll work tomorrow. He'll be just fine. He'll be just fine.
He'll recover well, I'm sure.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, though, I've heard things about. Have you ever seen Jersey Shore?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want him hanging with Snooki.
I don't think you have to worry about that. Although that would be a hell of a story to tell.
We do need content for the YouTube.
I mean, I'm telling you, we're always getting harped on about digital things.
Yeah.
Tyler Danburg on the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, you see, that's where we should have sent Jen out there with them to shoot all this stuff, the video, yes.
Who says no?
Right. Yeah. You're right.
We'll probably just end the show off of that, me being right. Because I was wrong about something yesterday, and I'm thrilled that I was wrong. We'll discuss that next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Spring into savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, drive your new Hyundai with payments as low as $94 per month for a 2-year lease. Get spring lease savings on every model from Elantra to Palisade. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit. Payment on 26 Elantra SC. $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and $430.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, and a member FDIC.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
On this April 25th, back in 1977, the Reds beat the Atlanta Braves by a football score, winning 23-9. And the big hitting star was George Foster. He had 2 home runs, a double, scored 5 times, and drove in 7. He would go on to hit 52 home runs, which is still the club record, and win the National League MVP. And in addition to the 52 home runs, Foster had 149 RBIs, which is also the club record. Think of all the great hitters the Reds have had: Klaczewski, Bench, Griffey, Dunn, Perez, Lombardi. and Foster still stands at the top of the pack. And his great 1977 season really went into overdrive this April 25th, this date in Reds baseball.
This date in Reds baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Aaron, I've invented something really important.
Great. Tell me what it is.
You know how water heaters never give the homeowner any sort of signal that they are about to quit working?
Jerry, did you invent a way to solve that problem?
I sure did. I call it the Eco First Responder System.
I like it. How does it work?
Well, when your hot water heater quits working and you have no hot water, just call Eco before 5 p.m. and we guarantee to install your new hot water heater that same day, even if you decide to go tankless.
Jerry, that's been our policy for a long time. What exactly did you invent?
I invented the name, Aaron. The name. The Eco First Responder System. I thought you said you liked it.
Sure, Jerry. It's a great name for a really strong guarantee.
When your water heater quits working, just call Eco before 5 p.m. and we guarantee to install your new hot water heater that same day, even if you decide to go tankless.
You're a great guy, Jerry. I'm really glad you work here.
Get Eco.
ECO. GetEco.com.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Grab me a new cross-match bingo from the Ohio Lottery.
Sure thing. You said match bingo cross?
No, the newest $10 scratch-off with prizes up to $500,000.
Yeah.
The ticket's so big, it's only sold at retail counters? The one with over $15 million in prizes? Cross-match bingo.
One cross bingo match coming up.
However you say it, cross-match bingo combines cash word, bingo, and match games all into one for even more fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Rosati Windows, the best buying experience in the business.
I realize that people have options when choosing replacement windows, so I appreciate each and every customer. Before you make a decision, you owe it to yourself to see what makes us different. Our prices are competitive, we react quickly to service issues, and we control every decision that goes into building and installing our top quality products. We're just able to take better care of our customers.
Call Rosati Windows today, 777-4806.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Steve Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Sunday mornings at 9.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Oh, you sure are. Thanks to Tyler Danburg for joining us from Piscataway, New Jersey in that last segment. Also, thanks to everybody for interacting with us on a daily basis on the YouTube chat. I'll tell you what, if you ever want to feel like the smartest person in a room, talk with Tito and I on YouTube. You can either do it during Bishop and Friends, 9 to noon weekdays, or Morning Juice, weekdays 6 to 8.
Yes.
In your new studio-ish.
Yeah, newish. Hey, look.
You had it all turned around.
Yeah. Flipped it around. They changed furniture around. Did change square footage. Yes.
That'll be fun.
I'm telling you, I've been looking for that I'm looking for a rendition of the painting done in Wedding Crashers of Vince Vaughn.
It's a gift, Todd.
Yeah, it's a gift. It's a gift. I want to get that hung up in there.
I'm sure you and Bob can figure that out.
Yeah.
Speaking of internet stuff, shout out to Lamar Jackson for randomly watching Braxton Miller OSU highlights last night at 9 at night for some reason.
When did this happen?
He tweeted like 15 hours ago.
Okay. So
Braxton Miller OSU highlights are straight fire.
Yeah. I think we've all fallen into that, right? Where you're on YouTube and you're just discovering a player. I think it was Sean Taylor was the last player I just watched a ton of highlights of.
Yeah.
I mean, for my mind, he's one of the best defensive players ever in college and in the NFL.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Maurice Claret's play in the national championship game was one of the best plays I'd ever seen because Sean Taylor intercepts it and you strip Sean Taylor.
You catch up and strip him of that ball completely. Changes.
Lamar Jackson, one of us.
Yeah.
How about that, huh?
Right, yeah.
I see this.
Now you like Baltimore.
I don't like Baltimore. They
sounds like you did.
Stole their team from me. I don't like Baltimore. They're in the division that my Cleveland Browns are in.
Feels like you.
Vegas likes Baltimore. They
Rieser
should.
and Lamar
I
sitting
think.
in a tree.
Come on, we're not. Can you? So this from Ace in the YouTube chat. Tyler Danburg was born an 80-year-old man, already more mature than Tito.
Fair.
Everybody's more
You could
mature
put
than Tito.
I don't know.
Isn't a person on the planet with less maturity than Jeff Flidoff. But again, you can talk with him every single weekday, 6 to 8 on the YouTube chat while he does Morning Juice. It's one of my favorite things that when if you're at home or however you're watching us, it's so much fun to interact with people on YouTube because you can kind of do two different shows.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
And so thanks to everybody on that. It was Caleb, I want to say, on Friday, as we were talking about the Browns and their first round, where I lamented them getting Casey Concepcion at 24 because short wide receiver, dropsies. Browns have done that a couple times in the last decade that hasn't panned out. The Browns, and of course, all of this because they couldn't get Carnell Tate at 6 because he was taken 4 by the Titans. I was less than thrilled with that development, less than thrilled that they took Concepcion, thinking that they weren't going to go back-to-back with wide receivers because I thought Denzel Boston would have been great at 24. Well, at 39, former Cleveland Brown Joe Hayden walked onto the stage in Pittsburgh and delivered me some really, really great news.
I know this is...
With the 39th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Denzel Boston, wide receiver, Washington. Here we go, Brown.
So there you are now. That's another player whose name you were waiting to hear called. You remember his dad, David Boston, first-round pick out of Ohio State in 1999. Denzel, 125 catches and 20 touchdowns.
And so we'll get to what Mike Greenberg did there in a second, announcing that pick after Joe Hayden made the formal announcement. But I was thrilled to be wrong that they did, in fact, go back-to-back wide receivers. It was a position of need. I think you get a big-body wide receiver like Denzel Boston who can catch really well. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, a guy that can help you evaluate truly what your quarterback situation is going to be better than I think Concepcion could.
Yeah. Also, he is the son of Aaliyah Boston from the WNBA.
Wow. So Aaliyah Boston got together with David Boston, and they produced Denzel Boston.
That's what happened.
Which I would have thought wouldn't happen because, yes, the last name's the same, but there is no relation there. This from the Browns' new wide receiver, not former Ohio State great, Denzel Boston, talking with the Cleveland Browns radio network in something that I guess happens more than it should.
I know this isn't true. How often do people think that you're like somehow related to David Boston?
Oh, all the time. Well, there's articles, all types of. My dad don't get no credit. I was telling him he get no credit because everyone's always like, "Oh, you're related to David Boston." And I had a few of his nephews even say, "Hey, we're related" and stuff like that. And I had to let them know, like, "Hey, we're not related, but I appreciate y'all reaching out."
Now that's a bad job out of the nephews of David Boston.
Sure,
because you got to know who's in your family, don't you?
Not a lot of that doesn't happen with Thidoff very often, by the way. Just so you know,
not a lot of Thidoffs out there.
Not a lot of Thidoffs out there. No,
that you know of.
Well, look, and I remember the most embarrassing thing, and one of the more embarrassing things in elementary school was we went through, in, I think maybe the third grade, where we tried to find out the origins of our last names.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, people way back when, were usually named after their job. Like Smith was usually a blacksmith, something like that. You know what I mean?
I did not know that.
Yeah, like that's how people's last names sometimes came about when they got Americanized and whatnot. But yeah, It was like what your job was. And we had to try to figure out what ours meant. I believe my last name it was derived from one of my ancestors cleaning up horse poop off the streets. They got the Thidoff. I think that's the truth.
That's good. It's absolutely
embarrassing.
I mean, it's funny. So
it's funny, but it's embarrassing. I can't. What else could Thidoff be?
It's, yeah. And you discovered this in elementary school?
Well, I don't know for sure, but I'm saying like that was one of the things that came up in casual conversation with friends. And in the third grade.
In elementary school?
Yes. No one makes fun of anybody in elementary school, right? Especially third graders. No one ever mocks anybody.
Where'd you go to elementary school?
Douglas Alternative Elementary School.
Is that still around?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I was bused there downtown. It was like an artsy kind of school. You had to like enter a lottery to get into it.
Have you pegged as an artsy guy?
That's what it was. It was a lot of open rooms, like no like rows of desks with tables of like 4 or 5 kids sitting at, and a lot of freedom. It was
to
fun.
Make jokes about cleaning horse poop off the street.
Hey, you get that fit off the street before somebody steps in it.
I only think that with Greenberg, someone just had that as a stat on his prep sheet, and he just read it. Because we have it so many times happens to where we're doing prep for these shows, and we just have some nugget that we found on the internet that sounded plausible, and so we threw it out there, and I can almost guarantee most didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
Greenberg says it, and they're on to whoever was picking next after the Browns. I think the Bengals had a couple spots after 39. I think they might have been 41. But it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this was last year with Quinshon Judkins. There was the confusion because he wasn't answering his phone when the Browns called. People thought, well, Quinshon was going to take a Cleveland Brown. And I think he says he was going to get lemonade, but it's funny when you have those things happen in the draft because there's so many different people.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that are affiliated with those many people. I mean, you saw what, like the green rooms when like Sonny gets drafted and Carnell gets drafted. And they're dapping up 16 different people.
Right.
Before a 5-minute walk out onto the stage to dap up the commissioner.
Was the Caden thing, that's with
Caden McDonald?
Yeah, with McDonald. Mm-hmm. He was, I think, the last one, or one of the last ones, right, in the room.
Yes, so he was in one of the 16 invited into the green room, and then he was extended an invitation Friday because, yes, he was still.
Because I think Goodell said he wanted to give him his moment. If he wants to come out and do the hug and all, get the moment out there and all that stuff, he gave him that, which is really cool.
Which is awesome. Right?
Yes.
It's for these players, how much it means to them to see that kind of dream realized, like a culmination of life. And for the parents, I didn't love how after every pick in the first round, they had to interview somebody. I don't think you need to do that. Yeah. But I understand them wanting to give the parents the moment.
Yeah.
And I think Molly McGrath did a good job of just running around. I can only assume she's just running around with a microphone trying to find the family of the person that was just drafted with very limited time to do so.
Yeah.
But I like how quickly paced it was. And while the interviews were weird, the emotion's something you can connect with.
Yep.
And that's one of the great connectors of sport is because, oh my gosh, if you're a parent, Junior's living his dream.
Yeah.
And how great you feel with that. And so for a lot of the Buckeyes, I will actually say all of the Buckeyes landed in great spots.
I would say so, yeah.
And
not the Jets, which is always good.
You didn't go to the Jets.
Right, yeah, which is huge.
Because I don't know if Vernon Goldstein would have been a success anywhere, but him going to the Jets was an absolute failure.
Yes.
New York's going to be picking there next year.
Yeah, they will. They'll get the quarterback next year.
Was it David Bailey, the lineman out of Texas, the edge rusher out of Texas Tech that they took? He'll be good, but they're not going to be good, and they'll be doing this dance again. Jeremiah Smith will probably be the 100th Buckeye taken in the first round in the 2027 draft, and Julian Sain will probably be gone not too long after. We've got to be gone as to give you more draft coverage on The Fan.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.